Hello, all my yarn lovers and fiber artists. Well, it's August, and you know what? We gotta talk about a yarn sale, right? I love doing yarn sale videos because, hey, I love yarn. I'm doing yarn content. And everything's expensive today. So we gotta save money where you can, right? I wanna help you save money. I love a sale, I love a bargain. And yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about today. I know I really slacked in July. I missed a lot of good yarn sales, okay? There was just like stuff happening, so didn't get to them. Anyway, so today's yarn sale is a Premier yarn sale. Yeah, really, I'm still shopping at Premier even after my last yarn unboxing, right? Yeah, I still am. I've had more good yarns than not from them, so I'm willing to keep shopping. Okay, so first of all, I am not affiliated with them in any way. I'm just a customer, right? I got no links, I get no bonus. They did not sponsor this video. They did not ask me to make this video. They don't know about this video. And they certainly did not send me free yarn to make this video. You're going to get my true experience as a customer, the good and the bad, okay? And they're also not responsible for the content of this video. If I make a mistake, it's because I'm a human being, okay? And, I'm me. So I might get a few little details wrong. So please always go to the website. I will put a link in the description box to Premier Yarns directly to the sale as of August 1st. Now, this is supposed to be their August deals good till, I think the whole month. I'm not totally sure the Premier Yarn sale cycle, right? Like some of the yarn companies do like monthly specials, and then others do weekly deals, and others do like daily deals and flash sales and 3-day sales. And so I believe this is their monthly deals, and they do also do weekly deals, but I don't totally know what day those transition over, okay? So always double check the sale. I'll put a link in there, right? Double check the date. First of all, double check the date on the video, right? Sometimes I watch videos on YouTube and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then, the video's like 3 months old, right? So check the date on the video. I'm recording this on August 1st, 2025. It should be up by Sunday. Of course, I'm going to record it. I'm going to review it. Make sure I'm putting up something that's quality for you, because I don't want to waste your time, right? But always double check the prices, all those things, because I could be slightly off. I do try to go to the website before I do it, double check, make sure I get my facts right. So let's look at some of the yarns. Now, first of all, there are more yarns on sale than I'm going to show you. I know you're shocked, but I don't own every yarn. I don't. I know. I really do want to go to the websites and just put like, I'll take one of everything, please, right? But I can't afford it. Plus, really, space. We'd have like yarn up to our waist, right? That wouldn't be bad. But anyways, the first yarn we're going to talk about that's on sale is the Premier Color Fusion DK. And so it's in the name. It's a DK weight yarn. It is a number 3 yarn. It is 100% acrylic machine wash and dry. This particular color is called Berries and Cream. So all of these, there's about 15 different colors. They're all these little different blends. They've got some different blends in blues, and they've got some kind of orangey blends, and some green blends. This is a Berries and Cream, so it's pinks and purples and creams. About 200 and I'm trying to remember, 200 and some yards. I think maybe 300 actually. I think these are some pretty hefty skeins for DK. So I think these skeins are about oh gosh, I looked at so many yarns. 320, I think 320, 324, 25 in that range. With a DK weight yarn, I think my guess would be that I would probably try a G hook on this if I was crocheting, and probably a number 5, US 5, 3.75 millimeter knitting needle. But of course, it depends on your tension and depends on your project. If you're doing like a nice drapey shawl, like these multis are really pretty. And I think You could do like drapey shawls with it. It's acrylic, so I certainly think you could do really fun colored blankets with it as well, being that it's acrylic and machine washable. So if you want a nice, loose, drapey project, then, you might bump up that hook and that needle size, right? Yeah. But these are currently $3.99 per skein. I have not opened mine, right? But we do have some loose and wild threads here on the side of the package in the plastic. I like to keep my yarn in the plastic. If you're a returning viewer, I like to keep it in the plastic if I can, to keep it clean. And if you're new to my channel, hi! My name's May. I love yarn. I love knit and crochet. Those are my hobbies. And I also happen to have been born visually impaired, legally blind, completely colorblind. So sometimes I get a little bit confused on the colors of the yarns that I'm showing you. And sometimes I can't read everything on the package. I can certainly read the big, Premier Color Fusion DK. But the rest of the deets, I gotta look up ahead of time and remember. So sometimes I do get a little bit confused. But I do know we got some stray yarn right here. I can feel that through the package, right? See that? That's about the thickness of your yarn. I'd say that feels like a nice thick DK. So anyway, let's move on, right? We got the Bamboo Anti-Pilling Chunky. This is a blend of 80% of their anti-pilling acrylic and 20% bamboo to make it even softer and smoother. And I do believe that this particular color is like a really dark purple, I believe. I think I love dark purple. So I do believe it is, it's the pomegranate, if I recall, that I ordered. And these are 131 yards. I think that's pretty generous for a chunky, right? Let's pull some out, right? We got these little holes because it's acrylic in here. Look at that. That's a nice looking yarn. Yeah, look at that. So that's what we're looking at for this particular chunky yarn, 131 yards. And these are $3.99 a skein as well. I think that's a pretty good price for acrylic bamboo blend. It is really soft. I'm gonna tell you, it has a nice texture to it. From what I can tell, just from this little strand, I think that's probably gonna be like, I haven't worked with it yet, but I think that's probably like a nice next to your skin. That's pretty soft texture. Okay. And then they also have I do have some other yarns that I'm working here with. These are not on sale today from Premier because they're not all Premier yarns. But we got the Bamboo Fair. Now this is a DK weight yarn as well. And it is an acrylic, it is a bamboo and cotton blend. I believe it's about 60% bamboo and 40% cotton. And it is a machine wash and then lay flat to dry. And also the other bamboo I just showed you is also machine wash, lay flat to dry, okay? These skeins are, I think they're about 200 and some yards. And there's quite a variety of colors. I've got here two colors for you. We've got the red, which I believe is called Cardinal, and then we've got a blue, a real nice dark blue, which I believe is a Midnight, and I'm going to put these together in some kind of project. I don't know what yet, but this, I love bamboos. I love my bamboo yarns. So these are, I think that I think this would make beautiful garments. I love to wear bamboo yarns next to my skin. And so they generally tend to be nice and soft. They have a nice kind of cool, breathable texture to them. So I would definitely make garments, right? Like tops and stuff, not just like cardings to go over something. But I tend to find most bamboo yarns, in my opinion, are the soft enough to go next to your skin. So I would think that you could do tank tops with this. I think you could do skirts with it. And of course, you could get some nice drapey shawls. There's a nice variety of color choices in the Bamboo Fair. And this is also $3.99 per skein right now. So that's a really good deal, if you ask me. I'm liking that they have this on sale right now. Bamboo Fair. And what else is on sale right now? Let's see. Oh, the Puzzle Cotton. Okay, these are really big. Puzzle Cotton. These are big like donuts of yarn, right? This is another multi-color yarn. And these big old donuts here are 349 yards. And they are on sale right now for something like I think it's about $5.39 per donut thingy. I could be a little off. It could be like $5.49 or $5.59, somewhere in that range. Okay, for 349 yards. So I think that's a good deal. These are multicolors. This is the color Dockside. If you want to see it, is some blues and some yellows, some kind of golds and creams and whites, I think. Now, if you've worked with Puzzle Cotton before and you like it, I would say you probably better stock up, because when I just checked the website today, there's 3 colors left. And it's like 40% off right now. So to me, what that looks like is it looks like they're getting ready to discontinue it. That's usually what happens when yarns get discontinued. They get deeply discounted and they just don't keep restocking the color. So no, I could be wrong. I have absolutely no inside scoop on the company, right? They don't like call me and be like, hey, should we discontinue this yarn? Right? Nobody does that. I wish they did. But you can tell from my videos, nobody does, because my favorite yarns always get discontinued, right? So, if you like Puzzle Cotton, I would say you might want to get you some, because in my opinion, my experience with yarn companies is it looks like it's on the way out the door. Okay, so anyways, now I think it could possibly be being faded out or discontinued because their site does say hand wash, right? And so I'll be honest with you, I haven't even worked with it. So, if people are buying these big skeins for like blankets and sweaters and stuff, and then they find out that it's hand wash, yeah, you might not want to do that. So most people, don't want to hand wash a huge blanket. Because when I first bought this, I kind of was like, oh, that'd make like a nice fun blanket or something with cotton. It's a cotton acrylic blend. I think it's about 57% acrylic and 43% cotton, I believe, right? So you'd think that those would be nice washable fibers for blankets, but it does say hand wash. I haven't worked with it, so I haven't washed it, so I can't tell you my experience with that. Just something to keep in mind. Okay, what else is on sale? Let's talk about these great big, this is the Premier Parfait Chunky Fruits, and these are 100% polyester. These are like velour, okay? These are like so soft. These are so soft, and they are velour. They are 262 yards, and they are on sale right now. I want to say, and this is a number 6 super bulky. So I'm trying to remember the exact sale price, and I can't remember the exact sale price. But I believe they're about something, about $6.49, maybe something like that, about $6.49 for the big cake, right? So now I made this. Behind me is Baxter the bunny, and he is made with the Parfait Chunky Fruits in the color blueberry. I did need 2 cakes to work him up to get all his little parts in the right colors, right? So, but if you want to make him, he is a free pattern on their site. He is in blueberry. This particular cake is in the color grape. I believe it's like a purple. This is kind of a fun yarn. It's kind of neat. Like it's got the lighter color solid, and then it's got the dark color and the solid, and then it's got like the seeds, right? This little multicolored speckled part is supposed to represent like the flesh of the fruit and like the seeds in the fruit. So that's kind of cool, right? And of course it comes in like, watermelon and banana and, other fruity colors, right? So that's kind of fun. I have also crocheted a blanket, like a star blanket. So I do think it's good for crochet. I want to be real with you. I don't get the impression that these little velvet chenille velour yarns are great for knitting. I have tried to knit with some of them. Not super thrilled with the results, okay? So if you just knit, they may not be your thing. But if you crochet and you want great big plushies, right, or soft squishy blankets or something, then, this might be a good one for you. So anyways, that's on sale. What else is on sale right now? The Stitch Please. This is the Super Wash Chunky. Now, of course, they have a super wash chunk. They have a chunky that is also not super wash, and that's on sale too. Now, I don't know a lot about yarns, but I know the super washes are treated so that they can be machine washable. And if it doesn't say super wash, you probably don't want to put it in the wash machine. So just be mindful of that when you're shopping. If you're looking for machine washable wools, make sure you look for this super wash version. Both the non-super wash and the super wash are on sale. These is a chunky. It is, I think it's about 109 yards right now, and I think it's on sale for about $5.59. I believe it's about 20% off right now, if I recall, and I believe it is about $5.59. This is the color wine. I think that's a really pretty red. It's a chunky. It's a number 5. And look at the size. I think that's a nice chunky. I think that's a really decent chunky. I think that's a good size, number 5. I like it. Right? Like some chunkies are like skinny chunkies. I don't think this is a skinny chunky. I think this is a chunky. I think you can make some nice cardies, nice sweaters with this. I'm going to tell you, it's not a merino wool. I don't believe it's a merino wool. It doesn't feel like merino wool. It's not like scratchy, but it isn't the softest wool I felt. Now, is it still going to be warm? Is it still going to make nice garments? Yeah, I believe it is. I love merinos because they're soft, but they aren't the most hard-wearing wool, right? So I think this could make a really nice cardie. I think that you could even make socks with it if you wanted real thick winter socks, something like that. And it's still a really nice wool, okay? It is. It's a nice chunky. So let's see what else. We've got the anti-pilling everyday bulky, which they call a super bulky. I don't really know if I'd call it. It's a skinny super bulky, just from even through the package, right? It's a skinny super bulky. These in true like super bulky fashion, right? You don't get a lot of yardage, but they do go. I mean, they work up quick. Projects in super bulky work up quick, right? So, I think these are about like 87 yards or something like that per skein. And you can get the 3-pack right now for, I believe, $7.20 for the 3-pack. So that's less than $3 for sure. For sure, less than $3 per skein. They do have real limited colors in this particular deal right now. I think it's only like maybe 3 or 4 colors. This is the steel gray. So it's a nice neutral, right? Nice neutral color. So that is on sale. And then let's look at just a couple more that are on sale. Of course, they still have these they got the home cotton on sale, right? So they still have the home cotton cones are only available in the cranberry, which I still have my cranberry cone. These cones are 700 yards and it's on sale. I think it's about $6.20 right now, I believe. And this is 85%. It's the same as the regular home cotton, just different yardage, but it's 85% recycled cotton. and 15% polyester. You've seen it on my channel. I did this as a free YouTube tutorial by Crystal from Bag O' Day. It's a placemat. They're pretty large placemats, so I'm going to use mine as like a Christmas holiday doily, right? And then I trimmed it with the white and the home cotton. It is beautiful, though. I will say I've done a whole yarn review on this yarn, and it knits up beautifully. Okay, it does. And I like the polyester for durability, for sheen, but I do find it a little bit, I found it personally a little bit splitty to crochet with, but I still like it. Okay, I'm not done with it yet. I'm just saying it's a little splitty in my experience for crocheting with. So, but that is on sale right now in this gorgeous cranberry. So if you're wanting to do any kind of things for your holiday table, if you're wanting like holiday placemats, a holiday doily or centerpiece, or a holiday table runner of any kind right now, I would get one of these cranberry cones. I still have enough here. I could easily probably make at least one. Maybe I'd like it if I get 3 more placemats, and then I could have great big holiday placemats maybe. But you'd have to have a pretty big table for that. But it's pretty, right? It's a pretty holiday color. So they have that in the cones. And then the home cotton is still on sale, right? And I have it in, I got it in some white, I got it in the yellow, and I got it in the Christmas green and the solids. And then I also have some in poolside in the multi, and that's like a blend of like blues and stuff. They have a really large selection of colors in this, okay? And these packs are, a 3-pack is $4 right now. So that's $1.33 per skein. So that's a pretty good deal for dishcloths, for market bags, for bucket hats, for soap sacks. If you like to do soap sacks for charity, $1.33 per skein, a pretty good deal. I think with the solids, I think you can probably do 2 soap sacks with a solid, okay? So, you know, that's like 70 cents or something like that per soap sack. So for charity projects, even though it's splitty, I think it's good. And if you're wanting to learn to do a basic crochet soap sack in the round, guess what? Guess who has a tutorial for what they designed themselves on their YouTube channel? Yeah, me. I did it. I made you a tutorial. I designed a soap sack. So you can do that, right? And the solids are about 131 yards. The multis are fewer yardage. I don't know if you can get 2 soap sacks out of the multis or not. The multis are about 96 yards, I believe, per skein. But you know, I was looking at this green and this white and the cranberry, and I was definitely thinking of, like, you know, I don't know, some kind of Christmas project or something. You know I was, right? I mean, so that's on sale right now. That's one of your basics, one of your staples that they often have on sale. And of course, right, they're really trying to move this bamboo bloom. If you saw my yarn unboxing, you saw this great disaster. That's that bamboo bloom, right? I'm just going to tell you, I would say no to this because it pulls apart, right? Let's be real. Let's be real. Ain't nobody from Premier pays me. I'll tell you, if the yarn shreds, the yarn shreds, right? I was pretty disappointed with this. So I would tell you, right, like, unless you want to buy some because you got many dollar bills that you just want to shred on YouTube, which I don't, by the way. Okay, I don't. So I was pretty disappointed in this. So I'm going to tell you, just from my experience, I would steer clear of this, right? I'd probably say no to that, even though it's still on sale, and they are trying to move it. And then the last thing that's on sale that I have here that I thought I'd talk about a little bit is this lollipop stuff. And this is this fuzzy yarn. It is, you can get 5 of these for $4 right now. And I believe this is a polyester. And I know that it's only red is the only color that they have of this. And I know a lot of people look at furry yarns, right, and they're like, oof, what can you do? Can you even crochet with it? So I did want to crochet with it today, okay? I did. I got out my crochet hooks this afternoon and made sure that you can crochet with it. Now, of course, I did use 6 milli. That's probably too small for this yarn. I think it's probably a super bulky, but you can absolutely crochet with it, right? You can. So this is what I was working on. I was playing with it today just to see what it was like to crochet with. And I know you're probably looking at it and going, that's really fuzzy, right? That's a fuzzy yarn. I can't see my stitches. Well, you know what? I can't see my stitches, okay? I'm visually impaired. And I knit and crochet by feel. And so, you know what? You can absolutely crochet this by feel. You can. So you just need to be able to feel your stitches, and you can crochet it by feel. And so if you're intimidated by crocheting by feel, I've got tutorials on my channel that'll teach you, even if you're a sighted person, how to crochet by feel. So you can absolutely make use out of these fuzzy yarns, right? So yeah, I think they're pretty fun. I think they're cool. You know, if you're a returning viewer, you know I love novelty yarns. I love, you know, playing with them and seeing what you can do with them. So, you know, I think that for $4 for 5, under $1 per skein, you know, if you've been curious about this yarn, obviously I think it's going to be a discontinued yarn. It looks like that's the way that it's going, right? But yes, you can absolutely crochet with these furry yarns. It's a nice solid piece right now. You can't even tell it's crochet because I'm using such a small hook. I would guess I'm using a 6 milli on it. I would guess that if you wanted something looser and drapier, you know, they'll probably recommend that you up that to probably like an 8 millimeter hook. But if you wanted a really thick, solid piece, right, that you can't even tell is crochet, then yeah, use the 6 milli on it. So anyway, I was having a little bit of fun with that. I did want to make sure that people could actually see that, yes, of course, you can crochet with fuzzy yarns, right? So check out my tutorial on how, I just put one up on how to single crochet by feel, and I also have one on how to double crochet by feel, how to half double crochet by feel, all the things. So anyways, that is just a little peek at some of the yarns that are currently on sale at Premier. And of course, as always, right, don't take financial advice from me when it comes to shopping and budgeting and spending your money, right? Because I say yard math is like shoe math for me, right? I donate 1 pair of shoes, I buy 2 more. I knit 1 sweater, I buy enough yarn for 2 more, okay? So, you know, shop responsibly, be wise. We want to help you save money. You know, you have to decide what you can afford, what you can budget for, and what I have to remind myself all the time, every morning when I check my email and look at those yarn sales. I have to say, May, you can't eat yarn, right? You can't eat yarn. So always keep that in mind. Okay. Well, anyway, until next time, my friends, happy shopping and, of course, happy stitching. All right. Bye-bye for now. And of course, do you want to see some of these yarns in the light? I know a lot of people need light to see. So this is the color fusion in the berries and cream. That's very pretty. Here is your puzzle cotton. Get it? Well, you can. I think they're going to discontinue it. This is the color dockside. This is your chunky fruit in the color, I believe, grape, if I recall. This is your anti-pilling acrylic in the color steel gray. Let's see what else. This feels like the anti-pilling bamboo chunky, I believe, in the color pomegranate, I think. Let's see. Here are your bamboo fairs. I believe this is midnight and cardinal. They look the same to me. Yeah. And then these are your kitchen cottons. And let's see, the white is the open one, and then we've got some yellow and some green here. And this is the pool side, the Maltese. These are really fun. I'm not gonna lie, these Maltese really intrigue me. Those are really fun. This is the Stitch Please in the wine color. Look at how thick that is. That's a nice bulky. You can make some nice sweaters out of that. And the cranberry, which you've seen, right? That's the cranberry cone. This is my cranberry centerpiece, doily, placemat, whatever you want to call it, in the cranberry and white free tutorial from Crystal. And of course, this is the lollipop, lollipop. Oh, lollipop, right here it is in the red. I just stuck it back in the bag, but I wanted you to see this sample up close. In the light, you can't even tell I got that so tight on the 6 milli. You can't even tell that's crochet, right? You gotta do it by feel. Yeah, alrighty. Thanks for listening. Until next time, happy stitching. Bye-bye for now.